Hi, today I'm going to share with you how to make this delicious chia seed bread. I do it with a white spelt flour, whole grain spelt flour, a little bit of homemade oat flour, and it's jam-packed full of goodness like ground flax, chia seeds of course, and a little bit of, I threw in a handful of sunflower seeds. Delicious toasted the next day. So if you'd like to see how I make my chia seed bread, come with me and let's see. So step one for our chia bread today, I'm going to use a combination of different flours. So I'm just going to weigh it out all into here. And I'm doing this as a variation on my popular seeded spelt loaf. So I've got some whole grain spelt flour. So let's just measure what I've got. So that's 150 grams. I'm moving house in 2 weeks' time. So I'm using up all the flours I've got and trying not to buy any extras. So this will be a combination of whole grain spelt, white spelt, and oat flour. That was 250 grams of white. And so I've got about 90 grams left, and I've ground some porridge oats into oat flour, and so then the rest will be that. So you can use whatever combination you like. Okay, a teaspoon of salt. Pop the salt on one side. That was a heaped teaspoon of dried yeast. And I'm going to throw in, just because I love seeds and I've got lots to use up, that's 30 grams of sunflower seeds. And because it's chia bread, we need to add chia seeds. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. Chia seeds look like poppy seeds, but they're really nutritional. And I've got some ground flax seeds. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of ground flax. So that's all of our dry ingredients. I'm just going to whisk that together just to get it started. And then into that, I'm going to add my warm liquid. So in here, I've got 300 mils. I've got half water, warm water, and half oat milk. So I'm just going to pour that in. But I'm not going to pour it all in. I'm just going to leave a little bit in case I don't need it. I'm going to knead it on my stand mixer for about 3 to 5 minutes until it starts coming away from the sides and it's all really smooth. Now, when you play around with your flours, sometimes you may need to add a little bit less liquid or a little bit more liquid if you add like whole grain flour. Because I've added a lot of the seeds and the flax, that'll soak up a lot of water. So I'm thinking I might even need more than this. The other thing I might do actually is I might add a tablespoon of olive oil because the olive oil helps give it some moisture as well. So I'm going to actually add 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. I want to pop some more water in. I've got 1/4 cup here, but I want to give you the meal measurement. So that's 45 mils more of water and just bump the speed up to medium. So while that's doing its thing, the next step is to prepare your baking tin. I've done it just before we started filming. So I've greased it and lined it with paper. I like that so I don't have to clean my tin and the bread always comes out really easily. And I leave it long on the sides so then I can just lift it out. So that's all ready to go. And then I like transferring it into my medium Pyrex bowl because then I just know that when it's risen to the top, it's doubled in size. And I'm just going to spray some oil. This is just vegetable oil. But you can coat it with flour if you like. And just grab a piece of plastic on standby. You can cover it with a cloth as well, but I find the plastic kind of creates more of a humid environment and seals the bowl, and then my dough tends to react better that way. So if you're wondering where we're moving to, we're very excited. We're moving to Gothenburg, Sweden in 2 weeks for my husband's work, and so I'll be presenting my videos in a new kitchen in 2 weeks' time, and there might be a little bit of haphazardness with my filming while we settle in, and yeah, I won't have a kitchen for a few days because we'll be in a hotel and we're very excited. Just going to stop it and have a little look. So I've got this kind of like sticky, shaggy dough. And I've got about 1 more minute. I'm just going to knead it for a little bit longer. That's looking really good. And you've got all those gorgeous chia seeds in there. I'm just throwing some oil on my hands and then taking it off the dough hook. Now I'm quite used to managing a sticky dough, but if you don't want it as sticky, you can add a little bit more flour, but I prefer a sticky dough because then it creates more hydration in the dough and you get a better bread. So I'm just forming it into a ball, covering it with the plastic. Now my temperature in my kitchen sits at around 20 degrees, 21. I don't have a window open, so there's no draft. So that should take about 45 minutes to an hour until it doubles in size. And in this bowl, I know it's reached, when it's reached the top, it's ready for the next step. So I'm back with my little dough baby, and it's doubled in size, and so it's ready to knead and pop into the loaf tin. So I'm just going to sprinkle my board here with some rice flour, or you can use spelt flour. I just like rice flour for kneading. And I'm going to grab all that out. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on top. And this doesn't really require much kneading. All I do is knock some of the air out, and I just fold it over. And I don't know if this is the proper way of doing it. It's just my way, and it always works out. And then I just fold it again. So I've got this kind of like little fat log, and just try and make it so it's kind of even. And then I pop it into my prepared tin. And usually I just put seeds on top, but today, because I'm doing chia, I'm just going to brush with a little bit of milk. And the milk's just to help the seeds stick. I don't really do an egg wash or anything like that. And I've got some chia seeds here, so I'm just going to sprinkle those on the top. I'm just going to put them all on. Generous amount of chia seeds, it's about a tablespoon. And I'm going to grab this plastic back again and pop it on top of that. But before I put it, I'm just going to put some oil on top. So just oil the underside of the plastic so then it doesn't stick to your dough. Pop that on top. And we need to let this sit for about 30 to 45 minutes just to ensure that there's no air coming into it. I just grab a tea towel and pop it over as well. So it's like a double layer. Put my timer on for 45 minutes. Timer's on. 20 minutes before the timer goes off, pop your oven onto 200 degrees C, and you need to let it preheat for about 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes before you want to bake in it. And I'll pop some Fahrenheit measurements above. That's just good to get it going, and so it's lovely and warm when you want to bake the bread. So back with our bread, and look at that. It's risen beautifully. Hopefully this will come off in one piece. Now I'm going to bake it in my really warm oven for 30 to 35 minutes until it's golden brown. And I like to put a little ramekin of water just at the lower shelf just to create a little bit of steam. I do that with all my bread baking, and it always turns out beautifully. So let's pop this in. So once that's baked, I rest it for at least 45 minutes to cool down, and then we'll slice it. So my bread's all baked and cooled down, and I'm about to chop into my chia bread to have a look. This will be great toasted for breakfast tomorrow. Now we don't have an airy fluffy loaf, but it's full of like jam-packed full of seeds and goodness and flaxseed, and I love this style of healthier bread. So give this recipe a go. Don't forget to share it with a friend, and pop a comment below if you bake it and you love it. Yeah, and if you've got any other ideas for videos that you'd like to see, just let me know in the comments below. I might be a little bit delayed. As I said, I'm moving, so it might take me a few weeks to get back up to speed with all my videos. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.